FOC Class 11. In this video, we are going to cover the remaining 7 sessions of Unit 1 Communication Skills. First 7 sessions have been covered in Part 1. The link is given in the description. If you have not watched it, please watch it first and then watch Part 2. So let us start. Session 8, Writing Skills, Sentences. In the previous video, we have learned what is a sentence. In this video, we will learn about further concepts of a sentence. First of all, let us know the parts of a sentence. There are 3 parts. Subject is the doer of the action, verb describes an action, and object is the receiver of the action. What are types of objects? They are 2 types, direct and indirect. Direct objects receive the action directly, and a direct object answers the question what. But if we talk about indirect object, it answers the question such as to whom, for whom. These questions are answered by indirect object. So this is the difference between direct object and indirect object. Now let us learn the types of sentence, active sentence and passive sentence. These are based on the active voice and passive voice respectively. So the sentence where the subject does an action is known to be in the active voice. For example, if we say Sanjay broke the glass, it means that Sanjay, which is the subject, is doing the action. That is why it is in active voice. Whereas if we say the glass was broken by Sanjay, then we are emphasizing on the glass, which is receiving the action. So here it is in passive voice. Now there are 4 types of sentences according to their purpose. First type is statement or declarative sentence. It is the most common type of sentence which we use. It provides information or states a fact, and it always ends with a full stop. Then next type is question or interrogative sentence, means in which we ask question or we do interrogation. Such kind of sentence is called interrogative sentence, and it always ends with a question mark. Then emotion or reaction or exclamatory sentence. In this type of sentence, we have to express a strong emotion, and it always ends with an exclamation mark. Then the last type is order or imperative sentence. These show an order, command, request or advice. It can end with a full stop or an exclamation mark. So in the imperative sentence, you either give order, you either give command or request or advice to someone. Now, what is paragraph? A group of sentences forms a paragraph. While writing a paragraph, make sure the sentences have a common idea. Means if you are writing one paragraph, then the sentences in that paragraph should have a common idea, and if you want to write a different idea, then you have to make a new paragraph, because one paragraph should have the sentences of a common idea. Now let us proceed to session 9, greetings and introduction. Now first of all, let us know what are greetings and introduction. Whenever we meet someone, we greet them using certain words which are called greetings. For example, if you are meeting someone in the morning, you will say good morning. And if you meet someone in the evening, you will say good evening. So this is how you greet them, and that too according to the time of the day. So the greetings change according to whom we are talking to and according to the time of the day. Then what is introduction? Whenever we meet someone for the first time, we have to describe ourselves to them. and this forms an introduction. Now, what are the types of greetings? There are two types, formal and informal. As the name is suggesting, formal greetings are used if we are talking to a person with whom we are having a formal relation. For example, our senior, any elder people, or someone whom we don't know, we greet with them formally. This is more often used in the formal places like school, colleges, offices, and in meetings. While informal greetings are used when you talk to your friends, family, or the person whom you know very well. With them, you greet informally. We have already discussed that the greetings change according to the time. If it is morning, then you greet by saying good morning. It is afternoon, then you say good afternoon. If it is evening time, then you say good evening. So this is how the greetings change according to the time. Now here are some points given to introduce yourself to someone. Whenever you are introducing yourself, tell your name and some general information about yourself, like your hometown, your job, or subjects as a student, your interest, your hobbies. All these things you have to tell about yourself. And also, you have to keep the basic communication skills in your mind. If you are introducing yourself to someone, then you have to look at that person. You have to smile so that the person feels that you are interested in the communication and you are introducing yourself in a good manner. Sometimes we have to introduce someone else to others. So how can you introduce others? You can tell their name, the general information about them, like what they do, how you know them, and even you can describe something exciting about them. Now let us proceed to session 10, talking about self. Now, when you have to talk about yourself with others, then you generally share the information such as your name, what you do, what is your age, what is your hometown, what are your likes and dislikes, what are your strengths, what is your weakness. All this information can help others to know about you and to know you very well. Now, the next topic is filling a form. Generally, before taking admission into any institution, we have to fill form, which is called as admission form. And before giving any exam, we fill the examination form. So, form is a very basic part which we have to fill so that we can share our information with a specific institution or organization so that we can share our basic information with them. So, what is form? It is a typed or printed page with blank spaces for information. Means sometimes we fill the form online, which is in the typed form, and sometimes we manually write the information in the printed page. Each form is different. As we just discussed, for admission it is admission form, for exam it is examination form. There are many such forms. Each one of them is different. So whenever you are filling any form, you should read it carefully and you should fill all the information correctly. Now, while filling a form, there are some common details which are asked in every form, such as your name, date of birth, address, PIN code, and signature. Other information is to be filled according to the requirements of that specific form. Here, after each information, its detail is given. Question can be asked from this topic, like it can be asked what is a group of numbers used by the post office to identify a region. So you have to answer that it is PIN code. And it can be asked in the reverse manner also, that what is pin code. So you have to define it, that pin code is a group of numbers used by the post office to identify a region. In this way, question can be asked from this topic, so you must know every information in detail. Now let us proceed to session 11, asking questions. Firstly, what is a question? It is a sentence, phrase, or word that either asks for information or is used to test someone's knowledge. Means if you are unaware about something, then you can ask a question about it, and if you want to test someone's knowledge, then also you can ask a question. And whenever you have to write a question, then you have to indicate the question mark at the end, which will symbolize that it is a question. Now, what are the main types of questions? There are two main types, close ended and open ended. The questions which can be answered with only yes or no are called close ended questions. And the reason why they are called close ended is that the answer options are limited. Means either you will say yes or you will say no. That is why it is called close ended question. Then what are open ended question? These are the questions which require answer in details. Only yes or no cannot clarify the answer, and that is why you need to have more details in the answer. So such questions which have detailed answers, they are called open ended questions. Now, how to frame questions? For framing close ended question, you can use the keywords be, do, have, can, may, should. All these words can be used to form close ended questions. If the sentence is she can cook dinner, then what will be the close ended question for it? It will be can she cook dinner? Either you will say yes or no. So, in this type of question where we can get the answer in yes or no, the type of the question is close ended. Then, to form open ended question, you can use the W family words what, why, who, how, when, where. All these words can be used to form open ended question. For example, if we ask, what did you do? Then you cannot answer in yes or no. You have to answer in detail. That is why it is an open ended question. Now let us proceed to session 12, talking about family. Whenever talking about our family members, we use specific words for them to indicate our relation with them. For example, we call the parents of our mother and father as grandparents. We call their sisters as aunts. We call their brothers as uncles. The children of all aunts and uncles are called cousins. And when if you are married, then the family members of the husband or wife will be known as in-laws. So we use specific terms for indicating specific relations. We have already learned about adjectives. Let us learn about possessive adjectives. The type of adjectives which describe relations or ownership are known as possessive adjectives. Whenever we have to indicate our relation with something or someone, then we use the possessive adjectives like my, your, his, her, its, our, their. All these adjectives can be used to indicate our possession with something or someone. We also use apostrophe s to show the owner or related person. Now let us proceed to session 13, describing habits and routines. Now first of all, let us know what is a habit. A habit is a practice that we follow, especially one that is very hard to stop or give up. Means, in simple words, we can say that a habit is a practice which we follow. So, if you say that I wake up early, then it is your habit to wake up early. It is your practice that you follow daily and you cannot easily give it up. Then, what is routine? It is a regular ordered way of doing things at a fixed time. Means the way in which you do your daily task, the general way in which you organize your daily lifestyle, it is called your routine. You use the words like every day, usually, always, sometimes, never. All these words you can use to describe your habits and routines. Now, what are adverbs of frequency? These are the words that describe that when and how often you do something. These are helpful in describing your habits and your routine. With this, let us proceed to the last session, session 14, asking for directions. How to ask for directions? First of all, be polite. Either say excuse me or firstly greet them. Then ask clearly for the place where you want to reach. Means you have to clearly mention the name so that the person can tell you easily that where that place is located. For example, you can ask, excuse me, can you please tell me the way to the National Bank? So here you have used polite language, you have said excuse me in the starting, and you have clearly mentioned the name of the place, that is National Bank. And also, at last, before leaving, you have to thank the person who has helped you. You can use the phrases like I appreciate that, thank you, I really appreciate that, thanks. All these phrases can be used to thank the person. Now, if someone needs your help to find out a location, then how to give directions? Tell them in which direction they should go, how far, and where they need to take turns. So, basically, the three things that are important to give directions are the direction, the distance, and the turns. Then you have to repeat the directions to make sure that they have understood correctly. Also, when they say thank you, you should accept by saying welcome or you are welcome. This is how you have to give the directions to others. Now, the next topic is directions using landmarks. Sometimes the destination is not so much famous, but there may be some landmark which is more famous than the destination. So, you can use the landmarks while giving directions so that the person can easily locate that landmark, and with reference to the position of the landmark, they can visit their destination. You can use the words called prepositions to give directions using landmarks. Some of the prepositions are on, near to, opposite, in front of. All these words means the prepositions we have discussed in our previous video. In the figure, it is shown how we can use the prepositions to give directions. We can say at the corner. So here we are using the word at, which is a preposition to indicate the position of the destination. With this, we have completed Unit 1 Communication Skills. We will meet in another video where we will be covering Unit 2 in one short video. So we'll meet you soon in the next video. Till then, bye bye. If you want to purchase Class 12 IT Code 802 sample paper book, the links are given in the description.